What do you think, guys, when you see this type of patterns? Okay, some people, they want to see this type of shapes, doing a double top with equals high, or double bottom with equals low. But I like sort of wholesale patterns that are not obvious to the crowd. Okay, so here you will see is lower than this high, here is lower than this low, and here again is a bit higher than this low, right? So this reminds me a little bit of this kung fu drunken style. Have you ever heard of it? It's just patterns that they look a little bit funny, but that is how you could take a possible wholesale entry, which is not obvious to the crowd. Let's get now to some specifications of these patterns and how can be taken. When the price gets past the neckline, for example, here, guys, it denotes that supply is overtaking demands, right? So it just means that sellers are stronger. And the purpose of the double top, asymmetric, or even equal is just to take, depending on the price action, is to take a trade up to the neckline. Then sometimes you could do a bit of fake out or other things, but we just have to see what's going on there on the chart. Another thing is that if you miss that entry on the way up, depending obviously on market structure and context, you could take this pattern on the way down, which becomes like the slingshot that I've had in one of my previous videos. Strong move down, then retrace up, and then down. Obviously, you never take a trade here. You would take a trade here on the lower time frame, and you will see what price action you get there. If you want to take a trade from here up to there, obviously, guys, you have to see if you have a good risk reward. If it is too close to the neckline, then I would not advise to do so, and I would wait for a slingshot on the way down. And these are a couple of ways how the pattern can manifest. For example, here we got same one, a double top, which goes all the way down and then retraces up to the neckline, right? And here, this is also a double top, okay? Up, down, the neckline would be here. I better mark this so you can, guys, have a better view. Neckline would be here, and sometimes if it is too strong, I said to you last time, guys, and here is a bit too short, then you might not get to neckline. It goes down, and we still might have the slingshot on the way down. You could play that. Since you've seen that it's not back to the neckline, you take that on the way down. And this is the example of the double bottom. So when price gets past the neckline, it denotes that demand is overtaking supply. So it just means that the buyers are being stronger. Another particularity of this pattern is that if it is extended and you got good risk reward here, you want to take a move on the way down. So you never take an entry here because you don't know really what's going down, but on the smaller time frame you could get a possible entry with nice patterns. We see other patterns here, or just price action, okay? Previous resistance turn support, previous support turn resistance, and that's an example of it, okay? Down, up, okay? It's not really obvious to the crowd because, as I said before, some people, they just want to see equal bottom to trade it as a double bottom. Here would be the neckline, and here is the case where it gets to the neckline. Sometimes it gets over it, but this is the case when he stops almost there. Another way could be that once he gets to the neckline here, then obviously the pattern, depending on the price action and trending really, could do the slingshot on the way up. So 1, 2, 3, impulse, retrace, impulse, all right? So this is a double bottom here, down, up, and as you can tell, it goes up here, it goes to the neckline, which is this point here, and then it does a slingshot on the way up. Another way could be this one. Okay, guys, don't expect really the way the draw is. I mean, forget about textbook. You need to have really your mind open. All right, when you see 1, 2, 3, that means it does the double bottom, and then possibly would do also this price action. It's not that it does a straight line like that, okay? It's not that it does straight line down and up. It will do straight line with all its retracement and then possibly taking off. So taking a good risk reward and stop loss is very important. Then another particularity of this pattern is that when it's going up towards the neckline, instead of doing the normal, let's say it could have been like a pin bar here or anything else. For example, guys, you know, if a pin bar appears here, okay, then you could have taken that. But instead of doing that or doing some sort of move like this and like this, it goes up in this fashion, making another double bottom towards the neckline. And the same thing obviously happens. It's just the same pattern, guys. It's just that here goes up and then retrace down. Okay, so it does possibly a slingshot like that, and you can take that depending on price action, of course. And here it does this sort of double bottom towards the neckline, but then there is some sort of candle close, strong candle close up, and that's what we see here. Okay, we just see this sort of double bottom here, and this is the neckline, but it closes above. So at this point, with these strong candles, unless you decide to do something crazy towards the bottom, then we can only infer that price action will continue on the way up. So I thought I'd clarify this concept because they are good to know when you are attempting to trade this type of pattern. Let me get to one more example now. And for a double bottom, you can have the same way as I explained before for a double top, for an M pattern. So for a double pattern, you could have, instead of having some pin bars or some other patterns here that goes towards the neckline, you can have just a small double top M pattern there. And again, here you will see that it does the same M pattern towards the neckline of the double bottom W pattern, but we will have some candle close, and then that's what will happen. The pair starts to go on the way down and have the momentum on the downside. As you can tell here, guys, right, double bottom here, it goes past the neckline, we see a candle close, and then this is likely to go down. Then some other particularity is that when it is a weekly, and on a weekly we'll have only a peak, of course, like here. All right, guys. So what you do, you better trade the last candle here. If you ever, obviously you will not be able to see it from here, but when you start to see these wicks like that or some other types of wicks, then jump on a daily and see if it's forming a double top here, an asymmetric one possibly, and you will get the chance to get a trade down on the way down. Obviously, guys, I told you before that this is the neckline, and you could get an entry before the pattern actually extends. Okay, just have to watch the price action and what's going on. Otherwise, you have to trade on the way up to the retrace to the neckline, which would be here, right? I thought I've clarified how this pattern can work, and I'm trying to take it from all the angle, from all the possible angle, so you can have a better and clearer understanding, a broader understanding of how this type of price action with this type of pattern is working. Thank you very much, and take care for today. See you again, guys.